We have new details about a police shooting at Toronto's Pearson International Airport. A man is dead after being shot by Peel Regional Police officers this morning at the Terminal 1 departures drop-off area. Incoming and outgoing passengers saw a chaotic scene following the incident with a heavy police presence. The CBC's Jamie Strachan has the latest from Pearson.
The Special Investigations Unit, the provincial unit that's brought in when there's a shooting that involves police, they are still on the scene trying to figure out exactly what happened. Here's what we do know, Andrew. At around 7 o'clock this morning, police were called to the Terminal 1 area, the sidewalk outside of the departures area. There was a man reported to be in distress. He was with a group of family members, some of whom were traveling, expected to travel today. Security or one of the parking people who were at the airport kind of keeping cars along tried to talk to the group, was unsuccessful. A group 3 police officers then arrived on scene from Peel Regional Police, who have a unit here at the airport. Peel Police Chief spoke with reporters moments ago and explains what happened next.
What our officers engaged in was a discussion with a group of individuals that were experiencing a dispute. Our officers spent an amount of time trying to resolve the dispute, an immense amount of de-escalation and engagement with the parties. However, abruptly, one of the individuals produced a firearm at our officers, and I must say that there were 3 officers that responded. As a result of that, to protect themselves and the community and the passengers here at the airport, 2 of the officers engaged with the individual. As a result, the subject was shot. Despite the best efforts of those officers, even to provide life-saving remedies to the individual, as well as paramedics and EMS, I can advise you that a man in his 30s has been pronounced dead.
And Andrew, I can advise that when I arrived at the airport a number of hours ago, that body was covered on the sidewalk outside of the departure terminal. As you heard the chief say, 3 officers encountered the men. 2 of them opened fire. Neither the SIU or Peel Police were able to say at this point how many shots were fired, but in the end, a man pronounced dead on the scene here at Toronto Pearson Airport.
Yeah, Jamie, I mean, I was trying to sort of rack my brain and think this is highly unusual that someone be shot at a Canadian airport, if ever. What more are you hearing about the shooting?
Well, I think when Peel Police came out to speak to reporters, and frankly, I was surprised to hear from police today. Usually, when there's a police-involved shooting, it's just SIU. But the chief was clear that this was not, an act of terrorism. There was no threat to the infrastructure of the airport. This was a man in mental distress having a dispute with members of his family. He was very clear to say that, to assuage any kind of public concern about a wider threat to people inside or outside the airport. There were early reports that this had somehow started inside. He was clear that this happened in a contained area on the sidewalk where people get dropped off for departing flights. That being said, Andrew, anybody who's been to Pearson Airport knows that in the space of 5 or 10 minutes, there's hundreds, thousands of people exiting cars going into the airport. So people did see what happened. One of those people spoke to CBC News a short time after.
I'm checking the map to see what the fastest way home to Hamilton is, and I just hear a couple loud bangs. And as I said, initially I thought it was maybe 5 to 10, but I think it was even maybe more than 10. So I'm leaving and I'm passing by the scene and I see a guy laying on the ground. He's bleeding. His torso is covered in blood. His head is covered in blood as well. And police was holding back his, I'm assuming, girlfriend, her companion.
So Andrew, obviously a very traumatic scene unfolding here early this morning. What exactly led to this? Why it happened? Those questions, of course, not known at this point and will be hopefully become more clear in coming days. We do know that of the 3 officers on scene, at least one had their body camera operating, so investigators reviewing that footage, trying to get a clearer picture of exactly what transpired at Canada's biggest airport this morning. Andrew?
The CBC's Jamie Strachan at Toronto's Pearson International Airport.